Hi everyone, and welcome to English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Chicklin.
So Chicklin, are you a tidy person at home?
I'm not really sure, but I clean my place at least once a week.
That sounds pretty tidy. Now,
Really?
when you say clean, do you mean like wash the windows, vacuum the floor, or do you mean put things away?
I never put things away, but I mop my floor because I have a corgi and he likes to lie on it, so I have to mop my floor every day.
So you're clean, but you're not always tidy.
Maybe, but I have too many clothes, so when it comes to clothes, I'm not tidy. They're everywhere. You can see them on my piano, you can see them hanging on my guitar, you can see them on the stairs, everywhere, my clothes.
Yeah, I know what that's like. Not from me, just the person I live with. The floor is a wardrobe.
I know.
Anyway, what about at work, at a workspace? Do you keep that more tidy?
Yes. When I do produce music, I like to keep things away. My desk has to be clear so I can put my keyboard and everything and where my guitar is and everything. I like to keep everything clear. That's what I do when it comes to work, but not at home.
I put a lot of things away at home. I like everything in its place, but with a desk, I like a kind of a setup where things are where I need them to be, not away. So my desk is probably less tidy. And I'm also not as bothered about dust as I probably should be. So maybe there's an opposite thing going on here. But that all relates to what we're going to look at in today's article, which is called Live Your Best Life in a Tidy Home. Find out how by reading through the article.
Reading. Live your best life in a tidy home. We all let the mess pile up in our homes sometimes. The tidiness of your domestic environment can affect the way you live. Tidying and organizing your home is a good way to take control of the clutter. However, getting rid of things that aren't necessary is not an easy task, nor is it quickly done. Once you've done it, though, you'll likely buy much less in the future. The first step is to decide what to discard. You can donate, recycle, sell, or throw away unwanted items. When considering what to keep, begin with the easiest category to decide on, clothes. Then move on to books, papers, and kitchen and bedroom items. Last, sort through things that have emotional value, like photos or gifts you got from someone special. As you consider each item, ask yourself some questions. What is this object's purpose? Has it already been achieved? If so, you can let it go. Once you've finished everything, you can decide on storage solutions for your items. Choose a specific place for everything and return each thing to its place after you use it. Do this regularly, or the clutter will pile up again.
So the article starts by saying, we all let the mess pile up in our homes sometimes. So mess is a state, really. It's when a room, an area, or a person is either dirty or just untidy, or both. So if my son gets food all over his face when he eats, he's making a mess. If he leaves his toys all over the living room, that is a mess. So it could either just be dirty things, or it could be things that are not put away and are not in their proper place. The adjective that goes with this is messy, so we can say something is messy. Here's an example sentence. My bedroom is a mess. There are books and dirty clothes everywhere. Not true.
所以 mess 就是脏乱或杂乱的意思，所以老师刚刚也有提到的是制造脏乱，就是 to make a mess。那么也可以说 to make a mess of something or to mess something up。比如说 the server messed up my new dress with the sauce he was serving。或者是又脏又乱呢，就是 be in a mess。比如说一团糟，那也可以形容人或者是一个人的状况。比如说 with his girlfriend leaving him and company going bust, his life is currently a mess. 好可怜哦。或者是呢，很简单加一个 y 变成 messy， 就是凌乱的。So what does it mean when the mess piles up?
To pile up means to get bigger over time. Your homework could pile up if you don't do any, but you keep getting more. Mess piling up could be more clothes and toys on top of things that are already there, so it just sort of builds up in a layer.
所以 pile something up 就是把什么堆积起来。那么偶尔家里呢，你还是会不小心堆积了脏乱。
Now this isn't a good thing. The article says the tidiness of your domestic environment can affect the way you live. The adjective domestic just means related to the home, where you live, so not your school or work or anything like that. We could talk about your domestic arrangements. This is who you live with, which rooms you live in, and so on. A domestic cleaner is someone who cleans people's houses. So we could say, my older brother just moved back home with us, so that's changed my domestic situation.
Domestic 就是家庭的意思，那么也有 house trained 的意思，比如说 a domestic cat 或者是 a domestic dog， 就是家里面养的狗或者是猫。那么也可以当国内的，比如说国内的航班就是 a domestic flight， 或国内的政策 domestic policy or domestic market， 国内的市场都是可以的。
So yes, having a tidy home can help your life. The article doesn't really need to explain why. It's pretty obvious if you think about it. No, our article is about how to make it happen. First, it says, tidying and organizing your home is a good way to take control of the clutter. Clutter is not dirty things, but just having lots of things that you never really put away or don't have a home for. You just have too much stuff, so you put it anywhere and it ends up making a mess.
所以 clutter 就是凌乱或凌乱的东西。那么如果你好好呢规划跟清洁家里，它就是给一个很好控制脏乱的方式。
The article then says, however, getting rid of things that aren't necessary is not an easy task, nor is it quickly done. To get rid of something just means to throw it out, throw it away.
Get rid of your boyfriend. I'm just kidding. 所以就是清除或丢弃什么。Get rid of your stuff 就是清除掉你不想要的东西。And would definitely throw things away if they're not necessary.
Exactly. Necessary is an adjective that describes things that we need, things that we must have. Food, clothes, a home. These are all necessary for our lives. Computers are pretty necessary in this day and age, but you could go without one for a while. Here's a good example sentence. To get this job, it's necessary to have 2 years' experience.
所以 necessary 就是必须的，所以我们如果要讲一个句子，如果必要的话，就可以用 if necessary。比如说 if necessary, you can take the car. 那么呢，它的副词就是 necessarily， 代表不可避免地，通常用在否定句。比如说 maturity and age do not necessarily go together. 好，所以文章的意思就是，然而丢弃不需要的东西，并不是一件简单的事情哦。So cleaning up is hard and takes a long time.
Right. But as the article says, once you've done it though, you'll likely buy much less in the future.
Now we get into the advice. The article says, the first step is to decide what to discard.
To discard means to throw something away because you don't need it anymore, or to ignore something because it's not useful.
所以就是抛弃啊，扔掉。那么第一步你要做的就是决定你要丢掉什么东西。What do you do when you've chosen these things?
According to the article, you can donate, recycle, sell, or throw away unwanted items. To donate something means to give it away for free, often to a charity or some other organization like that.
所以就是捐赠啊，你可以捐赠或回收卖掉，或甚至是丢掉你都不想要的。那么 donate 是个动词，名词是 donation. Okay, so what's first?
We see that when considering what to keep, begin with the easiest category to decide on, clothes. So we use the word category to talk about one particular large group or a class of things that have some characteristics in common. So think of animals. Birds are one category. Mammals are another. Then you have fish, things like snakes, insects, and more. There are many animals in each category, but you can see how the animals in each category have something in common, while also they're very different from animals in the other categories. Books is another good example, and we can give one here. I keep my books in 3 categories: stories, history books, and school books.
Category 就是种类、类别的意思，它的复数是 categories， 那么它的动词呢就是 categorize， 把什么东西进行分类。比如说 The participants are categorized according to age and sex。那么文章呢，就是说当你想说要留什么的时候，我们就从最容易的分类下手啊。那它就是衣服。So we know that clothes is one category, and others might be toys, books, furniture, kitchen things, and so on.
Right, as the article says, start with clothes, but, and the article continues, then move on to books, papers, and kitchen and bedroom items.
所以呢，从衣服下手之后，我们就往书籍啊、纸张、厨房或者是寝室的用品去了。Then it continues, last, sort through things that have emotional value, like photos or gifts you got from someone special.
Okay, so there's all these categories, and here's how to decide what to keep and what to get rid of. The article says, as you consider each item, ask yourself some questions.
所以最后就是最难的，来整理有感情的物品，像是照片啊，或者是特别的朋友送的礼物。那当你看到每一件物品的时候，你就问自己几个问题哦。Question 1, what is this object's purpose?
So a purpose is the reason for something or the reason to have something. What is it used for? Why do you have it? Now, if you can't answer this question about something you own, or if you think the purpose isn't actually useful or it no longer exists, then it has no purpose, no reason for existing. So this is all about the why, the reason. What's it for? Why do you have it? And we can use purpose for other things as well. For example, the article says, or we can say in an example sentence, the purpose of this English class activity is to help you read more quickly.
Purpose 就是意图或目的，那么对什么事情的目的 the purpose of something， 那么最常讲的就是 the purpose of life， 就是你人生的目的。那么有一个片语是 purpose 这个字，你可以说 on purpose， 代表故意去做什么。比如说 Tony needed an excuse to leave the room, so he spilled his orange juice on purpose.
So that's question 1. You take something, maybe an item of clothing or something else, and you go, what's the purpose of this? Why do I have it? What do I use it for? When do I wear it? Do I ever wear this anymore? And related to that question about whether something has a purpose, ask yourself, has its purpose already been achieved?
Right, 所以你除了问自己这个物品呢有什么目的以外，你也可以问问自己有没有达成这个目的了。And the article then tells us about the second question. If so, you can let it go. 如果你达成了这一个 purpose, 你就可以把物品丢了。
Okay, so you've got rid of some things, maybe many things, but you've kept some others. So you need to look at that. And the article moves on to say, once you've finished everything, so once you've made all these choices and thrown away or given some stuff away or sold it, once you've finished everything, you can decide on storage solutions for your items. Storage is the noun form of store, so putting things in a place where they're not in the way, and also you store them in a way that keeps them safe and in a good condition.
Right, 所以 storage 就是储存哦。那么当你完成舍弃掉你不想要的东西，你就可以开始决定怎么去储存剩下的东西。So what do we learn about storage?
The article says, choose a specific place for everything and return each thing to its place after you use it. So the word specific means something that's clearly identified. You know what it is, and it's easy to tell someone, these clothes go in this box, on this shelf, in this room. So you wouldn't just say, these clothes go in that room. That is not specific enough. Specific means with a few more details. The opposite of specific is general. So I could say, I studied science at university. It's true, but it's being general. It's not giving you a lot of details. Or I could say, I studied biochemistry at university. That's being more specific. It's telling you the kind of science I studied. Here's another example. I didn't go into the library to borrow a specific book. I just wanted to see what was there.
所以 specific 就是特定的，那么Pat老师也有提到可以有具体的意思，所以如果别人讲话比较模糊不够具体，你就可以用这个字哦。Could you be more specific about blah 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 什么？可以请他讲清楚一点。So this part of the article is saying we always need to keep putting things away in their proper homes.
Right, don't just put them on the nearest table or hang them in the nearest place. You got to go, where does this live? Take it back. And as the article says, do this regularly or the clutter will pile up again.
所以定期做这样的整理，不然你家里很快又要乱糟糟了呀。所以 we will have more specific advice in part 2 tomorrow. But right now, it's time for our For You Chat question.
For You Chat.
So today's question is, what do you usually do with the things that you don't need anymore?
I give it to my friends. Like clothes, I have cousins. I just ask them if they need any clothes. If they need a dress, I'll just give it to them. Or sometimes what do? I throw it away. Well, I seldom throw things away because I care about them. I have feelings for them. I don't want to throw them away. What about you?
I'm probably a bit too quick to throw things away, to be honest. I'm completely the opposite. And I think this comes from certainly when I first came to Taiwan. I knew when I came, I only had like 2 suitcases or something like that. You can't bring much. Maybe only 1. I've forgotten, it was too long ago. But not a lot. So I really had to go, I only need certain things. I only need these clothes, this computer, a couple of books, nothing else, okay? And then I'm living in smaller places. I've moved around a few times. So you try and keep everything to a minimum. You get rid of things. You don't keep clothes that don't fit or have maybe gotten a bit dirty. You just get rid of them. For clothes, I'll go to those green boxes. You know, you find them on the street and you just kind of donate the clothes.
Yes, I have that on the first floor of where I live.
Right.
They have that box.
Yeah, so I'll often do that with clothes because if I'm not going to wear it, why am I keeping it? And I kind of have a rule as well. Like if I want to buy something new, I need to get rid of something old.
Oh, that's true.
It's got to be one in, one out. Otherwise, I just run out of space. The only thing I don't like throwing away would be either books that I've owned for a long time or stuff that I've written myself. I've got piles of like little notebooks. I'm terrified that someday I might need something in one of them. So I don't want to throw it away and lose it. But yeah, I'm probably a bit too quick to throw things away.
That's a good thing, actually.
Well, sometimes then my wife will go, hey, where's that thing? We could use it for this. I'm like,
sorry, I threw it away.
Yeah, and then, yes, I'm not the most popular person for a little while. But never mind. You do need to keep things tidy, however, and we will be back tomorrow to learn a bit more about how to do that. We'll see you then. Bye for now.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review. Mess. Kevin made a huge mess in the kitchen when he made breakfast for his mom on Mother's Day. Domestic. The rich family has a driver, a cook, and a few other domestic workers. Necessary. You'll need to bring the necessary forms to apply for a credit card. Category. The people in this swimming race are put into categories by age. Purpose. The purpose of Jerry's visit to Tokyo is to see his brother. Specific. I don't have a specific plan for this vacation day. I will just walk around the city and see if there's anything to do.
智慧小补帖
Clutter. Discard. Donate. Storage.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作。活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net